Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would say nothing shows your age more than the election of Mr. Wright to the Assembly. I'm now on my second generation of members here in this body. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud and honored to introduce 6 new members of our side of the aisle. I'm going to start in Long Island with the 16th Assembly District. Daniel Norberg was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024. The 16th Assembly District covers Nassau County and is comprised of a portion of the town of North Hampstead, the villages of Great Neck Estates, King Point, Lake Success, Manor Haven, Plain Dome Manor, and Saddle Rack, and the communities of Manhasset, Port Washington, Shirlington Town, and Wilston Park. Daniel is focused on the Common Sense platform that aims to help middle-class working families reestablish laws that keep crime at bay and residents safe, address the migrant crisis, and improve the access and affordability of education and health care. Daniel is a first-generation American. His grandparents survived the Holocaust, and his mother escaped the injustices of the Soviet Union communism. His parents taught him the value of hard work, serving others, sacrifice, and the priceless gift of freedom. These foundational lessons have empowered Daniel to pursue the American dream that so many families pursue for their children and grandchildren. Daniel was born in the United States and raised in Israel. He was drafted into the Israeli Defense Force at 17 years old, where he served as a staff sergeant in the military police. Work in the military helped shape his character and orient it to help others. Daniel graduated from Reichman University, earning a bachelor's degree in political science and government. Daniel's work ethic has driven him to become a successful, self-made businessman. Shortly before September 11th, Daniel moved to New York City and worked in consumer sales and managed a restaurant group. After transitioning out of the restaurant industry, he established his own moving business, which now is one of the most reputable relocation companies in the region and has created thousands of jobs. In addition, he has successfully invested in the industrial real estate throughout the region. Daniel and his wife, Inbal, have 4 children, Michelle, Ida, Karen, and Jonathan. He's involved in several religious organizations as well as community groups that support veterans throughout the Samaritan Village and women through Women in Need. Mr. Speaker, please welcome Daniel to the chambers. Next, Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, we move upstate to 133rd Assembly District. Andrea Bailey was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024. The 133rd Assembly District is comprised of Livingston County and parts of Monroe, Ontario, Steuben, and Wyoming counties. A lifelong resident of Livingston County, Andrea lives in Geneseo with her husband, John, where their 3 children, Morgan, Ryan, and Lyndon, also reside. She brings a wealth of experience to her role, having spent 8 years in the Livingston County Clerk's office, where she managed day-to-day operations and played an integral role in leadership decisions. During this time, she gained a deep understanding of the legal processes and the complex issues that have come out of Albany. In addition to her public service background, Andrea has more than 20 years of experience in the private sector, working in operations, human resources, and service equipment. This broad skill set has equipped her with the tools to tackle challenges facing both the 133rd Assembly District and the state of New York. As a mother, Andrea is aware of the financial pressures many families face. She is committed to advancing common sense policies aimed at lowering the cost of living, including affordable child care, reducing utility bills, and addressing the housing crisis. She is also dedicated to reducing taxes and cutting government spending to put more money in the pockets of hardworking New Yorkers. Andrea believes that public safety is a cornerstone of strong communities. She will work to ensure criminals are held accountable, and she supports fully funding law enforcement agencies to keep family and neighborhoods safe. A strong advocate for small-town values, Andrea recognizes that small businesses and local farming are the backbones of New York State's economy and is committed to supporting these sectors. Additionally, Andrea supports making strong investments in our education system. Andrea's experience as a member of the Geneseo Town Board has provided her with a practical understanding of government and public service. She is dedicated to bringing that experience to Albany to serve her district and the state. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, please welcome Andrea to our chambers. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, when this person was elected, I had nightmares about pronouncing his name, but I think I have it down. We're moving to 143rd Assembly District. A decorated military veteran and law enforcement official who has dedicated his life to serving his town and country, Patrick Klaczynski was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024. The 143rd District includes the Erie County towns of Cheektowaga and Lancaster, the villages of Depew and Sloan, and portions of the Ellicott, Fillmore, and Lovejoy districts in the city of Buffalo. Pat joined the Cheektowaga Police Department in 1999 as a patrolman, and through his work ethic, dedication, and professionalism, he has steadily risen through the ranks over the last 25 years. He became a patrol sergeant in 2008 and was promoted to lieutenant in 2013 and accepted his last assignment as detective lieutenant of the Youth and Family Offense Unit in 2022. Pat was especially proud of being named commander of the Cheektowaga Police Honor Guard Unit in 2014, a post he held until his election to the Assembly. Pat's commitment to excellence was evident in his successful completion of 26 law enforcement training courses over his career. His exceptional service to the residents of Cheektowaga has been recognized with numerous letters of commendation and 6 Distinguished Conduct Awards, 2 of which were presented for his apprehension of armed robbers. Pat is a veteran of the United States Army and served in the Army National Guard. After the devastating attacks of September 11th, Pat was activated and assisted in the search and rescue efforts at the World Trade Center. During Operation Iraqi Freedom, Pat served as a machine gunner in Baghdad, conducting counterinsurgency and high-value target search missions, as well as serving with a quick response force to suppress enemy activities. His service has been recognized with 2 Army Commendation Medals with Combat Valor Device, a National Defense Service Medal, a Global War on Terror Expedition Medal, and an Armed Forces Reserve Medal, and a Combat Service Badge. Public safety and public service has been Pat's passion, and they've informed his views on the importance of state government in the day-to-day lives of his constituent. Intimately aware of the challenges and needs of residents of 143rd Assembly District, Pat is uniquely qualified to serve in the State Assembly and committed to making New York State a safer, more affordable place to live, work, and raise our families. Prior to joining the Cheektowaga Police Department, Pat received an associate degree in Science and Humanities from Erie County Community College and studied psychology and criminal justice at the Buffalo State College. Pat and his wife Tanya are the proud parents of 3 daughters, Ava 16, Kendra 14, and Rhea 8. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, please welcome Pat to the chambers. Next, we have Assemblyman Paul Bologna. Paul Bologna was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024, to represent the 144th Assembly District, which includes parts of Erie and Nagar counties. Paul has been a dedicated resident in the town of Clarence for more than a decade, serving the people of Erie and Nagar counties with his deep commitment to public service. Paul has a strong background in local governance and recently served as Chief of Staff to his predecessor, many of us know him, Assemblyman Mike Norris. Working tirelessly to improve the quality of life for the residents of his district, Paul is focused on continuing his mission to serve and advocate for the people of Western New York. Paul is dedicated to addressing the issues that matter most to his constituents: public safety, affordability, local control of decisions like energy projects, and overall quality of life. He's been a strong advocate for law enforcement through backing measures designed to create safer neighborhoods. Further, Paul is working to address the ongoing migrant crisis, correct mismanagement, and improve the state's response. His recent election will provide the opportunity to make these issues a legislative priority. Additionally, Paul is passionate about making life more affordable for hardworking families. He supports policies that will reduce the cost of living, particularly by lowering child care expenses, a critical concern for many New Yorkers. Paul believes affordable child care is essential for helping parents balance work and family life, and he is committed to developing solutions to ease the financial burdens. By focusing on issues most important to his constituents, he aims to build a stronger, safer, and more sustainable community for everybody. Paul lives by Paul's motto, nothing great in life has ever been accomplished without great enthusiasm. And he hopes to bring an energy to the chamber that will engage and motivate his colleagues from across the state. Paul Bologna lives in Clarence with his wife, Jessica, who is a special education teacher at Amherst Middle School, and their 2 young children, Blair, 3, and Graham, 1. Paul is also a member of the Town of Clarence Rotary. Please, Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, welcome Paul to our chambers. Continuing on in Western New York, next we have Joe Sempolinski. Joe was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024. His district comprises of Allegheny and Cattaraugus counties and parts of Steuben County. A former member of the United States House of Representatives and a New York State Assembly Chief of Staff, Joe brings a wealth of federal and state government experience to his elected role in Albany. He is a proud constitutional conservative, seeking to defend the principles outlined in our nation and our state's founding documents. This includes a fierce defense and belief in both the First and Second Amendments of the Constitution of the United States. As a lifelong New Yorker, Joe is aware of the economic difficulties facing the state and will seek to strengthen controls on government spending and foster partnerships with the business community to encourage job creation across all sectors, including agriculture. He firmly believes in reducing government mandates and seeks to restore common sense energy policy that does not jeopardize the state's future. Joe previously served as a member of the U.S. House Committee on Education and Labor and will continue to promote an educational environment where students can learn the skills needed to be productive citizens. As a father, he recognizes the importance of including strong parental involvement in curriculum discussions has on the success of the overall learning experience. Additionally, he believes addressing public safety and support for law enforcement community must be of greater importance at all levels of government. Joe will work tirelessly to protect crime victims and law-abiding citizens from the violence plaguing New York. Joe completed a Bachelor of Arts at Georgetown University and later earned a Master's of Arts and a Master's of Philosophy at Yale University. Joe served as District Director for Congressman Tom Reed. He also served as Director of Development at Archbishop Walsh Academy in Orleans. Prior to being elected, Joe served as the Chief of Staff from our former colleague, Assemblyman Joe Giglio. Joe is a lifetime resident of the Southern Tier and lives with his wife, Angie, and their daughters, Jocelyn and Madeline. Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, please welcome Joe to our chambers. And from our side of the aisle, last but certainly not least, we have Andrew Mulder. Andrew Mulder was elected to the New York State Assembly on November 5th, 2024. He represents the 150th Assembly District, which serves all of Chautauqua County. Andrew was previously a prosecutor and a Chautauqua County First Assistant District Attorney. He is also the former president of the Bar Association of Northern Chautauqua. He brings extensive experience and expertise to the Assembly with his profound knowledge of the state's legal system. He is deeply committed to increasing public safety and believes there is a great need to enact change in the state's bail laws. He is determined to see further rollbacks of current criminal justice reforms while equipping law enforcement with the tools needed to protect law-abiding citizens and hold criminals accountable. As a father of five, Andrew recognizes the financial challenges families face daily. He is committed to lowering the cost of living by cutting wasteful spending and reducing taxes. Andrew will champion efforts to reduce utility costs and fight against proposed bans on natural gas and appliances. Additionally, Andrew knows the critical importance of strong schools and will fight to ensure the education system receives top-tier funding. Andrew's been a longtime advocate of business growth, raising his family in Chautauqua County. He's deeply invested in his community and believes that fostering economic prosperity requires reducing burdensome regulations and lowering taxes. He's a staunch advocate of creating a stronger economy by supporting policies that help businesses survive. Andrew shares serious concerns with proposed Department of Environmental Conservation wetland regulations and their impacts on Chautauqua Lake. Andrew wrote to the DEC expressing concerns about how the regulations might impact Chautauqua Lake, as lakes are excluded from the wetland designation. Andrew runs a ministry and is a catechist at the Chautauqua Family of Catholic Churches, and he lives in Westfield with his wife Celia and their 5 children. My colleagues, please welcome Andrew to the chambers.